Gladiator II. This is a spoiler review. I have a spoiler-free review up on my blog, soundedbettermyhead.com. If you want to check that out, first or instead of this, whatever. Fun fact, I love going to the movie theater to see movies. I've been going to movies, forever, basically, years ago, a friend of mine said that since I see so many movies, I should start doing movie reviews. So I set up a little website, which I don't have anymore, and I did my very first movie review for the first Gladiator. And don't remember much about the movie, to be honest. I remember liking it when I saw it. I never had a desire to see it again. Actually found that old reviews. Oddly enough, I gave it 2.5 stars out of 5, which is what I gave this new Gladiator. Although I think the original is better. I think in hindsight I'd probably give it a higher grade, but that was me reviewing the movie. God, I don't know how many years ago that was now. 16, whatever the last one came out. As far as this new movie, the basic plot's relatively the same. I mean, you got this warrior, family's killed, and he goes on a revenge quest, and because he gets sold into slavery, and he has to fight as a gladiator, and he's trying to get revenge, and that's basically both movies. And I think that's what hurts this one. It's just so similar to the first one. It's like not enough changes to like really elevate it. Also, the original had Russell Crowe in the lead, and he just was on a whole other level. He just brought something to that role that just, there was like this humanity to him. Like, it's just hard to describe it. The character just felt so fleshed out, but without even a lot of words, from him. Just there was something that he brought, this presence. And Paul Mescal, I think that's how you say his name. I'm just kind of guessing. In the lead here, he's fine. He's a good actor, and he still does have a warmth to his character, but he doesn't have that star quality that Russell Crowe had. He doesn't pull you into a story like Russell did. The other actors though are fine. They all the different roles they play, they carry the movie. There's no one like this. You're not like, oh, this guy sucks. They're all good. I think head and shoulders above everybody though is Denzel Washington. Like his character, every time he's on screen, you're just kind of invested in what he's saying or doing. Everything. He's constantly doing these little choices, this little mannerisms. He's just kind of shifty, looking, always looking around, like looking for like the next way to push his scheme forward. If you watch Game of Thrones, he's kind of like the Peter Baelish Littlefinger character, but where his story played out over like multiple seasons. Like most of his stuff plays out in this this film. His Pol Plata, over the emperors, which if I haven't said already, this is a spoiler review, so I go into some details here. The only thing I didn't like about his story arc was like everything seemed so well playing out, but there was a moment where he's like working out that yes, this gladiator that he bought is the prince of Rome, and it's like should be a big deal, and he doesn't seem like he really does anything with that information. Like he's just like, all right, this guy's the royalty, but whatever. Like, this never seemed like that scene came into play, and I thought it was a really cool scene, and then it just kind of went nowhere. And then he has this big plan at the end, and then it looked like he was falling apart. So I don't know, for some reason he decided to kind of ride in front of his army and pick a fight with this gladiator. It's like supposed to be pretty tough, and that's how he was gonna like save his little Hail Mary plan to like save his plot to overthrow the government. Like it was just kind of weird. Just like, all right, well, my plan backfired, so I'm just gonna pick a fight with this dude and end up getting killed basically. Also going back to your gladiator character, you keep hearing from he's got all this rage, he's that's his power, he's got all this anger, I never got this impression that he's just mad and angry. Like when he sees Pedro Pascal's general character, he's like pissed at him, but other than that he's like, okay. Like I never felt like this guy's just got just motivated by anger. And also going back to Pedro Pascal, great actor. I love him in a lot of stuff, but it just didn't do much for me here. He was just kind of bland, and I was kind of hoping for more out of him. And the other big thing with this, both Gladiator films, is obviously the arena fights. The action in the first one was, brutal and just memorable. I think here it's not. Maybe I'm remembering the first film wrong, but I thought it was more violent than this one was. It seemed like some of their chances they had to show like kind of gore was just like, we're just kind of like not really show it that much. And then they had some cool concepts for like some of these arena battles or Coliseum battles, and they just didn't execute them very well. They just kind of ended quickly, and it just like, okay, that was underwhelming. Like the first big one, they're fighting these I guess rabid baboons, and it's like, okay, the one ends up killing the one dude right away, and then most of the rest of it's just our lead character fighting this baboon, which is fine. It was a little too CG, but it was cool. But what's going on with the rest of the fight? There was other baboons, and you should be seeing like these other guys getting their asses handed to them by these vicious baboons, and you don't see any of this. And I think in the background you see one baboon kind of running around like whatever, but like, I wanted to see more. I should have been this vicious fight. There's like, holy shit, this is gonna be vicious, and it's like, no, we just see the one guy fight the lead baboon or whatever. Then the fight with the rhino was okay. I think it was one a little bit better executed one. But again, he's got this whole group of guys with him, and this ends up being this one-on-one fight once the other guys off the rhino. And then he realistically could have died. The guy could have finished him off, but he had to look up and see what the emperors wanted. And the emperor's like, "Oh, go ahead and spare him." And then he's like, "I don't want to be spared," and he gives him a chance to kill the rhino rider. But what are the other guys? The other guys are just sitting around with their I'd say they sit around with their hands in their pockets, but I don't think they had pockets back then. So it's like, I don't know, it just seemed kind of, there's almost no point in having the other guys even in the arena with them, except for like the one dude that get killed. And then the big naval battle, which apparently they did really fill the Coliseum up with water and have like these naval battles back in the day. Underwhelming again. Like, all right, their boats coming at them. Get apparently the world's worst archers on the other boat because I think they maybe hit two guys, like, and that's it. There's missing left and right. And then the whole big plan's like, all right, we're gonna sideswipe the boat, come back and ram it, and then jump off and just have a big fist fight. And if these guys are halfway remotely good with bow and arrow, like they would have plugged them all at like while they're trying to make their passes and come back. So again, that was underwhelming. The big final battle in the arena was nothing. Just quick sword play, and then a quick horseback chase, and then an okay fight. Which again, like I'm expecting, Denzel's character is going to need more of an advantage to take on, this gladiator that's like in his prime, and he kind of whooped his ass most of the fight, and then finally, he more or less, his luck ran out and he got killed, and that was it. So I don't know, like overall, it wasn't bad. I think it needed to be shorter. It was at least 2.5 hours. Originally I thought they said it was going to be a 3-hour film, but I think you could have easily trimmed like a half an hour off. I think the arena battles could have been better. Like I said, they could have been a little bit longer, a little bit more like involved, and instead of they're just kind of like, oh, that's cool. Oh, okay, never mind. And the rest of it's just kind of this political, Game of Thrones like maneuvering, and it just never really hit. There was no real emotional punch in this movie. It's just kind of like, even like when, even when Lucy's mom is killed, like this should have been this big emotional gut punch, and it just didn't feel anything. I don't know, just the way it was structured, just his reaction to it, I just didn't feel anything from that. But like I said, okay film, could have been a lot better. Original, I'd still say is definitely better than this one. Like I said earlier, I have the non-spoiler version of this review up on my blog. I have other movie reviews. I got TV show reviews. I got my comic strips. That's all at soundedbettermyhead.com. So if you want to check that out, that's awesome. Other than that, thanks for watching.